Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Swimming in Season 4 still, I'm Sildewhistle.
Ooh, it's your boy Immunization, and you said you're swimming. I'm dripping in 10.2.7.
Hey everyone, it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. I am sopping and damp with content. Ooh, you gotta wring it out of me, but not too hard. I'll pee.
Yeah, you gotta hang on to some of that for later, because we're gonna have lots of content to get us through this, right guys? Right?
Well, I mean, I feel like already I'm almost done with a lot of the 10.2.7 content. So
oh yeah, that was done in a day. That
so
was like
that
a
Pandemonium's
2.
coming out next week, right?
Yeah, no, they gave us a brief reprieve of like, check out the story, check out the new things to do, and then after like 3 or so hours, it's like, back to the mythic mines with you. Ha ha.
But like, I do want to talk about these new stories, because like there were 3 or 4 quest lines that were dropped on us with this update that we just got for 10.2.7, and I really enjoyed all of them, honestly. I say 3 or 4 because like I don't have a troll, so I didn't get to experience that heritage set. So if y'all want to talk about the other 3, I'm game.
I can give a troll report if it comes to that, but you're gonna really have to hold me down. Ooh, I don't like going back there and talking about Horde heritage armors.
I will say the Dungeon Journal didn't really do its job of letting us know where all the quests were.
Yeah, if y'all didn't know where the Belemeth one was, to tell me earlier today, I would have struggled to find it. So there was chatter that there was a quest in Belemeth. I was like, okay, cool, I'll head over there. And I was like, well, where the fuck is it? It's not on the map. And then Aaron, you said that like it just straight up didn't appear unless you were close enough to Malfurion.
No,
right?
yeah, I was flying around Belemeth being like, huh? And luckily, Sildewhistle had told me like, oh, it's near the bottom of Belemeth. So I was going. Yes, the icon did not appear on my map until I was staring at Malfurion. I saw the marker above his head before it was on the world map. It's like, Blizzard, what are we doing?
Yeah, also, like, they have literally, like, the last 5 patches worth of content in our adventure guides. Why is this quest not in there? Like, come on now, Blizz.
Maybe all these Microsoft cuts are getting a little too deep. Maybe they're cutting into the Activision team. Honestly, it's kind of scaring me. I'm getting a little worried they're just going to shut down World of Warcraft all of a sudden while the studios are closing
but
down.
then at the same time, there was some report from Blizzard. Like, people have been like, what changes have come with Microsoft being the man that has your leash? And they're like, not really much. Like, it's been frightening the little amount of control they've tried to exert over us. So I think they're trimming a lot of these other studios because it's like, we got to make Activision Blizzard worth it. We spent all our money on you. You just keep doing your thing and we'll take out the trash behind you. Meanwhile, the trash is like BAFTA nominated games that have sold millions.
I feel like a lot of the weirdness and like lack of polish that we're feeling right now in WoW is just because I feel like the things that they're giving us right now are like scraps to hold us over until War Within, and that's where most of their resources are being allocated.
You know, we joked about it at the beginning of the show of running out of stuff to do. Maybe this is their solution. Want to find the Belemeth quest? I don't know, hear it from some guy on the schoolyard. We're not going to tell you where it is. You'll just do it, and then it's over. You'll leave.
Want to try to group for a dungeon? Well, the dungeon finder's gonna be broken, so good luck finding any Mythic Zero groups if you don't turn on your mature content filtering.
Yeah, I felt like it was like a urban legend type thing that like I was like being spread around the playground because like it just had to be like spread mouth to mouth of like, oh, did you know that if you like turn on your mature content filter, then you're able to look at the groups. Otherwise, like it was so funny for like a solid day and a half, people just like posting in like trade chat being like, hey, looking for one more DPS for a +5 Azure Vaults.
And maybe that's what they wanted. They said, go to Reddit, go to your Discord, go to the boards, manually find people like it's old school. But yes, the solution gave me big just Q for Overwatch 2 in Korea vibes. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's I guess get back to the Belemeth questline. Obviously, I feel like this whole episode will be 10.2.7 questline spoilers, so I mean, you know how we operate here. Just I guess don't listen to this until afterwards if you care about that.
You can get them all done today. We'll see you on Saturday. Or if you're one of the Monday listeners, see you on Tuesday. It's patch day. Yay!
But yeah, so this questline follows, I believe the Night Elf's name is Celestra or something like that with a K.
I couldn't be bothered, sorry.
Celestra. Kelestra. Celestra.
Wow, you win the spelling bee. But yeah, you follow her as she's basically trying to set to rest her family who died in the burning of Teldrassil. And I was like, oh, this is like emotional, kind of heavy here. And then as you're like going down into the Barrows, which also, did we know that Barrows were like grave sites? Because like in the beginning of the Dragonflight content, we're also in a Barrows that's being attacked by the Primalists, remember?
I think the old head druids probably knew. I don't think I really knew because I mean when we were there, yeah, it was just like, oh, this is where the druids are sleeping and hibernating because it's great energy or it's great areas of rest.
Yeah, I feel like so many times I've had to go in and save a druid in the labyrinthian vault. Yeah, it does make sense. I was like, they're communing with the elders because the elders are like they're dust next to them.
Yeah, like in this druid crypt, basically. But yeah, then there's like a plot turn where like it's revealed that her sister was actually a primalist, a traitor to the Night Elves named Coraleth.
Yeah, and it's very funny because she was like, I remember the burning of Teldrassil. It was so sad. I saw my mom go up in flames like a candle, and my sister Coraleth, she's the only reason that I survived. Who knew what happened to her? And some guy is just next to you and goes, your sister was Coraleth? She was a primalist. I hope that bitch died.
Coraleth, fuck that bald-headed bitch. That man basically
fuck
said.
that nasty bald-headed bitch.
And you know, like, I won't lie. I said this to y'all in our group chat earlier. Like, I had to Google to remind myself who Coraleth was.
As did I, very specifically, because she then turns to you and says, Coraleth was a primalist? Is this for real, for real? And you can say, I don't know. You can say yes. You can say yes, and she died in the Onaran Plains. Or the fourth option is yes, she was a primalist, and I killed her. And I was like, that would be very funny to tell this woman, but I don't want to lie and like have more bravado. So that's why I looked her up, and I was like, oh yeah, I did kill her.
I did in fact murder your bald-headed bitch sister. But actually, she was pretty cool.
Her face was all burnt-it, and I burnt it even more.
She was like, yeah, she was trying to get me out with her powers, and she got burned, blah, 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 blah. But then, as you do in the quest line, there are reformed primalists, which I guess we knew, but it's just crazy that they're just, there, that you, talk to get, some, insight on Coraleth. And they're like, yeah, she really hated the Horde. She was even, hazing, the Horde primalists. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Coraleth's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so that led to, eventually, once you learn all this, you get Coraleth's magic, you get her bones and her necklace, and then Celestra is like, I'm going to bury her in the burrow. And the guy shows up, and he goes, no, you can't do it. And Malfurion's like, oh, this is a real humdinger of a decision. What should we do? And I was like, well, fuck the Primalist, but Coraleth does have the spirit that I want to see in World of Warcraft more. So I was like, oh, damn, she's pretty based. I don't know what to do here.
So what option did you guys pick? Because you go back to the burrows, and there is Malfurion and another druid. The other druid is like, no, you can't bury that Primalist trash's ashes here. Like, that is against everything we believe in here. She's a traitor. And then Malfurion's like, I don't know. What do you think, champion?
Yeah, I mean, basically what Aaron said, I also was like, yeah, I'm going to bury her here. She's pretty cool. She's got the spirit.
I didn't have the faith to be like, do it, Malfurion. She's still a human. Because, I don't care. So I was just like, I don't fuck with Night Elf politics anymore.
Oh, you let
do
him
it,
decide?
Malfurion.
Oh.
Yeah, and of course he acquiesces. I wonder if it's like a chance or if he just always says yes. I felt like, once again, like it was funny to tell this woman I murdered her sister. I feel like it would be extra funny to have Malfurion be like, I don't trust this bald-headed hoe. Put her out in the dirt.
I did it on my druid, and so I had archdruid status. So I was like, yeah, we're going to bury her here, Malfurion. And he was like, okay, are you sure?
Yeah, I also just said what Aaron said. I was like, I don't know, Malfurion, what do you think? And then he also the same thing. So it must just be like if you let him decide, then he says it's fine. But like he basically said, well, she already paid for her sins against our people. She's dead.
Yeah, she's like, Thundurius, she's just a locket and a femur. Come on, man. Do not be hater of the year.
But he proceeded to be then hater of the year because like he huffs off. He's like, where's the justice for my family that was killed by the primalists, huh?
And
Which is very fair.
That's true. I guess you can say no, and then they refuse to bury the bones. I need to see that dialogue because I'm curious. Like, what does she do? Does she just like bury her in the water? Like, what does she do with the body?
Yeah, if when you attempt to make a decision, a dialogue window does come up that's like, are you sure this will affect where the placement of the bones? Which I'm sure is just like where you need to go to turn in the quest. But I would love if this has long-reaching consequences. If Corliss Grave becomes like a neutral meeting site for Horde and Alliance.
You know, a few expansions down the road, the grave site of Corliss bones will be, in fact, a capital city for the expansion.
She was the last Titan of them all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, what was our reward? We got a toy that lets us plant like storm flowers or something.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. That was definitely the last thing that I did, but neat toy. Thumbs up.
But just before we move on to the next storyline, you guys mentioned it, but like my big takeaway from this was like, what you guys said, I thought it was really interesting that primalists were there. Were they being held prisoner? Because like they were being guarded by the wardens?
Like reformed.
Yeah, because there was a sentinel there, but she wasn't like mad at them. It's just like, yeah, you can ask them. Like they're her charges, but these guys are so busted down. There's just like, I don't know. They wiggle their hands occasionally. I haven't had to do anything.
I think they're just basically under house arrest. Like I think they're like allowed to just chill in Bellamanth, and they're gonna like eventually be like a part. But they want to make sure that they're not, gonna do primalist shit like they've been doing. There also was this weird talk that, like, maybe Corleth didn't know that they were going to be burning down the world tree. And I'm like, I need to look back and see what Corleth was talking about, because I don't remember if that was the case or not.
Yeah, because, like, that was, like, one of the very first things we did at the beginning of the expansion, right?
It was
Or
super
no,
early.
I believe they were referring to a Mirdrasil. They were saying that she wanted to pay back.
She wanted to do anything to get back against the Horde for burning down.
Yeah, for building
Teldrassil.
Teldrassil. But had she lived this far, she probably would be redeemed like us because she's obviously not one for tree burning. That's her whole MO.
Yeah, which I mean, like, that's a pretty safe assumption, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering, obviously, we've murdered them all and their order is gone. But I'm wondering, like, what were the motivations of the primalists who made it all the way into 10.2.5? Just like haters? They hated nature or like loved dragons?
Or they legitimately just felt like the elements just deserve to have complete chaos and destroy things, I think.
Yeah, just real anarchy, like skateboarding at the mall types.
Yeah, because it says that Corleth, she just wanted revenge, and when the Alliance signed the armistice to, like, armistice to, like, with peace, that she was like, fuck that, I'm gonna go make my own vengeance team to go fight the Horde.
Yeah, same.
Which is, like, relatable. I mean, I agree to some point, but, like, would I then join the Primalists? No, probably not.
No, because I don't want to respect to Shaman. They're okay, but Ellie feels a little weak.
I don't know, Ellie's kind of cracked right now. Ash is doing crazy damage and rage for being, like, 480. He was, like, 4th and 3rd sometimes in some of these pulls.
Yeah, I guess our brief foray into raid, we didn't kill Farok
We
because we
didn't
were
do
stuck
it.
on Smolderon just like the good old days for like fucking 2/3 of our second raid night.
I was this close to just getting rid of the title chances. I was like, you know what? Is a title that I don't even know if I'll use worth all of this? But we nutted up and we eventually beat Smolderon. But yes, that left us only a scant few chances at Fyrak. And we were within a hair's breadth, but we failed. So now we gotta wait 2 weeks.
Well, or 3 weeks, I think, because like they were talking like I thought maybe I just assumed that after this full rotation, then like next week we would just get all of them. But apparently we're doing another full rotation, so we're gonna have next week be Vault, the week after that be Avarice, and then the week after that be Emir so then on week 7 we have them all open.
Which I guess before I was saying I wanted 2 weeks in each. Maybe I guess that was wrong because now I'm like, give us all the raids now. Let us do all of them.
Time is limited. I am stepping into my time machine to go back to 2012 in a little bit here. You can only hold my attention for so long, Yum, before I'm a Pandaman.
Yeah, I'm really, really curious. Like, I know it's this experience level boost and it's going to be fast for Pandemonium, but am I going to just be raid logging in WoW Retail because I want to be playing WoW Pandemonium all the time? Like, I don't know how long that progression is going to take.
So I don't know either. I kind of feel like it might be kind of quick though.
There's like gems and special powers you're putting into your cape. So they posted a video on Facebook that was like, you can be an evoker with rogue stealth. Like, this is like those fake WoW games that they that they advertise, like the fake WoW MMOs.
Oh yeah, it's like, come to Nordalis. It's the only server around that lets you use any ability anywhere. All you need to do is
combine all the classes if you want.
just put in your parents' credit card and give you the 3 mystical magical numbers on the back.
So we'll see how that goes. What are you guys gonna play? Like, what are you gonna play in the Pandemonium?
You know what? It stinks because I don't want to just be the cuck who like does thing. But I don't know if we're going to be raiding, I don't know if I can dedicate myself to learn something else. So it might be like growl tuna.
Growl tuna, like a fish tuna.
Yeah, that's how it's spelled too. She's like, I'm a member of the Anglers Guild. I love fishing.
It's the time to do it.
I don't know. I feel like I have to be a panda because like it's their time. But
I've been going back and forth about this. Honestly, this kind of snuck up on me. I thought I would have like a little bit more time to make my decision. So I'm of like several minds here. Like basically what Aaron said, because several people in our guild have been talking about how they want to like raid in Pandemonium if we can gather enough people, which would be cool. So yeah, if we're raiding, because like my other thought process was I want to use this leveling experience to either get a heritage armor or level a class to max that I don't currently have at max. But like both of those things are not also in line with creating a combination of something I would want to play and raid with. Because like, I don't know, my attention won't be really held onto for very long if I'm playing like a troll death knight. Like I don't have a death knight at max level for a reason. So
something you're very clearly just going to throw out. Although I saw a thing where people were saying like, if you love Growl Tuna so much, you can bring her into the real world. But it looks like that's not a thing. Like it's like when the servers shut off, they shut off. So don't get attached.
No, it's a thing. It's totally a thing.
Damn you, Wowhead! Your clickbait titles lied to me.
So that's why the heritage armor thing is a thing. So like, I'm probably gonna make like a Mechanome, and then I'm gonna get the Mechanome armor. When Pandemonium ends, you get to bring those characters with you, and they'll just be a max level WoW Yum character.
I think the thing is that you won't bring the gear over because the gear will all be really wacky and weird. So I don't think that translates.
Yeah, you're.
They'll probably give you like the starter like gear that they give you for like a max level boost or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Slide, you said Mechanome. I'm like, that okay, so that's something Alliance. I could maybe get behind that. So then I was like, okay, I think I might make a Mechanome Death Knight. But then that also just made me wonder, like, how does that work? Like, so like, can you we can confirm that that's a thing, right?
The organic bits can die.
So like, so did this gnome die and get raised first, and then in Undeath be like, you know what, make me into a cyborg?
It's not stupid if a Mechanome died and was brought back with real magics. However, what you're proposing is like, you know what? I don't even know. Yeah, it could just be a gnome who got brought back, and then it's just like, I want even more power.
Yeah, no, I just thought those are really funny to think about.
Yeah, you know what? I'm fucked up. No, because they don't start at the starting zone. I was going to think, do the allied races have the Lights Hope Church, the Lunk House that has 17 defeated, a member of every single race? Are they there? But no, allied races don't do that intro quest, so never mind.
Yeah, so I just pulled up an article just to make sure I knew what was happening next week. And Wowhead says that create entirely new character, relive mists, leveling completing tasks. Time runners start at level 10 at the Timeless Isle. After going through a short intro, receive the main feature of the event, the Cloak of Infinite Potential, which is what you can put your weird gems into. And then you go to Pandaria. So we have like those zones, like it's so weird. Like Jade Forest, 10 to 70. Valley of the Four Winds, 20 to 70. Kunlai Summit, 25 to 70. Like, so it's just gonna be such a weird thing.
Yeah, honestly, I'm excited for it. Something new. Like, that's cool. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a Mechanome Death Knight. I think I decided right now.
I am here for it, and I support the both of you. And at the same time, I'm setting up, I have the fencing. I've already put down the posts for the Wawa corner when the two of you have to earn Mog that you'll never see.
Listen, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. There's so many. Maybe I'll level all of the heritage armors. That's what Gandolin's gonna do. He's gonna do every single heritage armor just to get.
How does Gandalin have a YouTube channel and this motherfucker hasn't even pretended to get all of the heritage armors?
Listen, I was talking with him about it. I'm like, finally, my laziness has paid off. Now I have a really fast way to get all these heritage armors unlocked.
This is my Fell Drake. Speaking of fell, I fell my ass all the way into the very buggy Harbinger storyline.
Yes, so this is the one that is just automatically put into your quest log, right? The one that starts with Illyria and Khadgar?
The very famous, the classic Dragonflight. Someone is yelling at you in the distance. It is in your journal. You cannot get rid of it.
And
which
I think I
love.
just have like a mental block against those types of quests because I did it dead last. I did every other quest first because I'm like, listen, WoW, you tell me what to do, I'm going to do it last.
I did it first.
I too did it first. But well, actually, you know what? I tried it first because that thing is still full of a lot of technical issues.
Oh, really? It was fine when I did it. What was happening to you when you were doing it?
Well, a number of things. The first thing is, so you roll up into Dalaran because Khadgar requests you. And as you go in, you're met with Illyria, and it's like, let's go talk. Why did I do that voice? Let's go talk to them. And as I do, Khadgar turns around and goes, Illyria, it's been forever. Bam! He is now A-posing. I said, what? And then it goes over his shoulder. Bam! Illyria is also A-posing, but she's 3 times as big as she should be. And I was like, huh? And it goes for a little bit. No, everyone's A-posing, so no one's mouth moves. And it's like, we need to investigate. Get. Boots me out to the menu screen.
Oh my god, dude, I can't believe Zalthath went this far to fuck with you, dude. She was really messing your memories there.
Do you mean the Harbinger?
Oh yeah, the Harbinger.
Because because I hate to say, everyone, I'll just ruin it now. I got jebaited by my own not paying attention.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait,
So-
we knew this, didn't we?
We knew
What
this.
happened? Like, what?
I don't
just like
know.
temporary amnesia, Aaron.
It was like, which quest was that one again?
I don't
Wait, okay,
know.
tell me.
I don't remember them referring to her as the Harbinger. So when they were talking about the Harbinger, I was like, ooh, new guy.
wait, hold on. My favorite thing about all that is that there is very early on a scene where the Harbinger is like talking, and it's just Xalatath's like silhouette, like almost
It's
like a
just her
Smash
model.
Bros. Like
I thought it was a
new
different
challenger.
lady. Anywhoomst, so it boots me out, and when I come back, that part of the quest is done, and Illyria's like, okay, talk to me, and we're going to go to my home world. And I was like, okay. So
Well,
I go.
I will say during this part, I did have a slight bug as well. So like after this cutscene, and she's like, yeah, like when she was going down to make the portal to go to Voidland, she just like disappeared from me, and I was like, oh, is she just like void teleporting somewhere? But then like, no, I went down where everyone was standing. She wasn't there. A portal wasn't there. Like I just waited.
At least Illyria had the good conscience to be gone, so you knew something was wrong. She did a front flip off of the balcony, lands, runs all the way down, and goes, "We need to take this portal." And then just sat there.
Yeah, okay, that jump off the balcony was weird. So mine didn't bug at all. Mine played normally, but I did mine probably like 2 days after you did yours. Maybe that's why. But the balcony jumped through me. I'm like, where are you going?
That's to show you how epic she is, how things aren't, we're not going to play the game the same way as we used to. I'm not going to the stairs. I'm hopping down like you would. And then not going through a portal because she didn't make it. And everyone was like, is this a bug? Is this a joke? And I sat there for like 3 minutes as she didn't make it. And I was like, guess it's Heritage Arbor time. But a day later, I did go through the portal.
Yeah, so then I guess once you go through this portal, then you're in like the Void Elf area. Sorry, Void Elves, I don't remember its name.
Yeah, I don't remember its name, and I'm going to guess this is the last time I will be returning.
Turalos Rift.
I did notice on my way out, like there's like an innkeeper. I'm like, could I have set my Hearthstone there as a non-Void Elf?
You can. That portal actually stays open, so finally we have a way to go to Void Elf Planetoid, like on a whim.
I will also say it was weird being back in that center of New Dal area that we spent so much time in Legion. I was like, whew, I haven't been in here in forever.
A really weird part was when the quest took us to formerly Macquarie, and it was called, what's it called now? Eridath. And I was like, where the fuck is Eridath? I was like, where are we? What is this new planet? And I was like, oh, it's Macquarie, right? I forgot.
Yeah. As I loaded up there, I was like, oh, they really dodged a bullet by putting this, by Jesse McCree showing his ass like years ago. Imagine if it came out as Macquarie and then that happened like next week. They'd be like, Lily, get back in the studio. We have a lot of changes we need to make.
Yeah, but okay, so we arrive in Eridath. Also, I was like, where the fuck is Eridath again? Because like they changed the name like years after we ever quested there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like late Shadowlands. Well, because when all the sex stuff happened.
Right.
It's because they knew we were going back. So like, let's get ahead of this now.
You know, that's true because like, well, back then we were like, I mean, I guess like for the people who are just leveling through it now for the first time, and like us not knowing, like, yeah, we're gonna be spending a decent amount of time there. So basically, when you're in Eridath, you're just
a lot of time.
you're presented basically with Xalatath, the Harbinger, fucking with Illyria by like flaunting Illyria's past memories in front of her.
There's two different types. There's a memory you watch and a memory you fight.
Oh my god. And I just did this like earlier today. I can only imagine that the ones that you had to fight were really, really awful at the beginning.
Instantly, because for whatever reason, this area is not instanced in a way where Horde and Alliance can fight together like Shadowlands areas. So on launch day, you would get like 40 people on each one. It would spawn within half a second. Your ability need to have fired off in that second, or else it's a gray mob and it doesn't exist anymore.
Oof. Yeah, that's when I did it. I must have timed it well because it was just me and like one other dude, and he was like a little ahead of me, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, no, this was like I said, maybe like 4 hours after like the patch launched, air quotes. It was terrible. If this whole storyline took me an hour, potentially, 40 minutes of it was waiting on like vision of Ogrim Doomhammer.
Yeah. Um. Oh, also, something noteworthy in this room was that Aaron's mom was there.
I didn't even see her, but yeah, congratulations. How is she there though? Because the thing is, I thought Illyria ate her to become
Yeah,
a
so
Void Lord.
she was there because like one of the memories you watch referenced Illyria making a pact with the Void. So I think that's why she was there.
Shout out to Laura. Love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. That's this weekend. Happy Mommy's Day, Laura.
So then, after you're done with all of this, Xal'atath then has one final vision that is an evil Turalian that you then follow. Oh, I completely forgot that like before all this happens, you end up going into Northrend, right, to find that one of the Void Ranger people who is trying to figure out why Void happenings were happening on Azeroth.
Oh yeah, there were Void Scouts basically all throughout doing their Void business.
Yeah, and they went to all the major areas. Well, I guess not all. I guess Illyria is just like, there's no sickness in Pandaland. That's too fucking goofy. They'd never go there. So it's like, I was on the Dragon Isles. I was on Eastern Kingdoms. I was on Kalimdor. We never heard from Nellie Northrend. And then you go and she got harbinged.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was uneventful. I mean, because then everything that happens after that we just talked about already was more eventful. But then it's revealed that this all was a distraction, effectively, for Xal'atath and the Voidies to attack the Void Elf area, whose name I already just forgot, even though Sly just said it.
Toralos Rift, something like that.
There you go, Tularos Rift.
Yeah, so they're attacking it, and you save it. Was that hard to do, Aaron, or was that like were the mobs respawning? Or was that normal?
No. I mean, it was like long. Like it was. I guess it was a major attack on an alliance city, so it should take a while to defend it. But like, it wasn't tough because it was just like, for whatever reason, I guess you know what it was. I was one of the privileged few who got to move on with the quest, and like 99% of the chaff were still waiting for vision of orc leader. So it was just me and like 2 alliance guys, so it was fine. It just took really long. Like it's like, I get it, I'm defending the city, and then like 10 minutes later it's like, I defended the city.
Hey, you saved the world.
But something I want to talk about is when was the last time because I don't remember him, but I think he's cool. Like what
My man Locust?
Yeah, what's the T on Lotus Walker?
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say
Locust Walker was in now Eradath doing goofy stuff, but he was just like, he hung around in Void Elf world. So this is like late Legion. So yeah, they're bringing Locust Walker back specifically because, so the whole thing is like, people are like, we're hearing silly singing, and he goes, you are hearing silly singing? We heard silly singing before Lord Demencius crushed our realm.
what's more interesting is that it's not just silly singing, they're calling it radiant songs. And a radiant song isn't something you would think a Void would be using. You think a light-based thing would be using it.
Yeah, they like they communicate via little sing-song, so yeah, it seems like the light's doing silly business.
Yeah, or something that Jaina just said in passing at the very end of this quest line. She was like, maybe it's Azeroth crying out for help, which could be as well.
No, because if it was Azeroth crying out for help, then how did they hear it when they were on Koresh? Unless Koresh had a Titan that was also singing, I guess.
Who knows? Every single planet is a person, right? Question mark.
Well, that's what they like, the world soul of it, right? So like that's what the Locust Walker was basically saying, that like he heard a song like this on his planet before the Void destroyed his planet. So I assume like he was like the last survivor. He left, and then like his like read more thing that I talked to him about was basically talking about how after that, then he became Illyria's mentor that helped her like control her Void.
Well, yeah, that part we knew from Legion, Like that, because when we first find Illyria and Terralion, they've been traveling around Argus for forever, and he basically pulled her out and was like, "Hey, listen, fuck the light, fuck not Xal'atath, Zira. Let me help you train your powers." But as not all planets have world souls. That's why Azeroth's so special. Is because we're supposedly the last world soul planet. I don't know. I think Jane not saying that, honestly, I was like, you dumb bitch. It can't be what it is. Like, I think it's...
You stinky dummy. Are you talking to fucking Dresden over there? Drendon?
Hey
guys, I'm back. It's me, Drendon.
Everyone's like, who the fuck's Drendon?
Oh, come on. I got a shout out at the end of the quest and everything.
But because like we know that void is light and light is void, right? Because when the what are they called? Your mom, the star people, the Naru, when they die, they become void, right? So maybe it's just like somehow like using its old holy powers to like make some weird siren call. There were cinematic that we saw this in, and that is where he looked the freshest, Locust Walker. I was like, damn, his bandages are swaying in the wind and everything.
Very cool model. So I'm like, oh, he has to be a big player in the War Within or something.
A lot of people, and this is just online conjecture, a lot of people think that it's very ethereal based coming up here. We're going to be going to Koresh, the shattered segment of it. We'll be fighting Dimensius potentially. Like, I have not thought about these guys other than like, yeah, you guys are the transmog guys. But I think they're getting a big push in the upcoming storyline here.
And what's so crazy is Dimensius is confirmed a Void Lord. We've never faced a Void Lord before. That is like the top of the food chain when it comes to the Void World stuff. Like the Void Lords are what threw down. They flung the old gods onto Azeroth. So to fight a Void Lord is like to fight like Void Jesus, basically.
Which makes me feel like he's just getting name dropped here, but I don't think he's going to be like our main thing in War Within. It might be an overarching villain that we just hear of or get lore on for like War Within into maybe Dimensius is the one that we face in Midnight.
Yeah, or even a lot of people when they were making these things, they're saying Last Titan. Like he's got his sights on the Last Titan. So it'll be years before we see Dimensius.
It's great because everybody was complaining about. I mean, we were too about Zoval, how he's kind of was like, "Hey, I'm the big new bad guy." To have this kind of seeding going forward, we have a lot of different storylines that we can just learn more about. We got a good base. Feeling good about the expansion rollout.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. And I think that it's nice. It'll be like a cohesive story of like several expansions. This is how they're presenting it. But also something that I thought was cool during this Harbinger storyline was that they basically were like, hey, you want to watch this old cutscene again from the end of the Mega Dungeon? Huh? You want to watch it? Huh? So I watched it. I was like, oh, I understand now why they made you watch this. Because like in that cutscene, they straight up say that Iridikron was bringing the Dark Heart, like the thing that he got at the end of the Mega Dungeon, and he's bringing it to the Harbinger. So like, okay, so these are things that they've said, but like there were words that just were like whatever back then. And then something that I thought was interesting was that he said basically that he was doing all of this to get the Titans' attention so that the Titans come back to protect Azeroth or something like that, so then he can attack the Titans. I think that's what Iridikron was saying.
Oh yeah, he's like using it as like Titan bait, basically.
I'm like, so you want to bring forth literal Void Lord just as bait for the Titans? Wow, that's pretty ballsy.
Number one hater.
When do you think we're gonna fight Iridikron? What expansion?
At this point, he's been like, he's been around so like he's just like, where is he right now? Like we got more tea on like Xal'atath, but like where is Iridi, baby?
I'm going to guess he'll be in Midnight. I'm going to guess we build a beautiful elven city, and this dude takes a chunk of it and just puts it in the earth. And it's like, you took out the financial district of this lovely Horde and Alliance joined city. which everyone is very excited the fact that this will be a unified city.
There was a lot of chatter about unification in this quest line too. Even at the end, Jaina's like, Khadgar, I think the Alliance and the Horde need to work together. The Alliance and Horde together, Khadgar. Alliance, Horde, team.
I agree, said Drendon in the back. I've always been the biggest unification fan.
Well, I mean, like, the fact that Khadgar's even showing his mug means that, like, that we're gonna have to unify, because you know how he feels about us fighting each other.
Yeah, speaking of his mug, did you feel like his face got less muscular? Do you feel like he had a weak chin in this?
Like, literally in the same cutscene, it changed from being, like, a nice, updated model to, like, a crusty looking one. Like, in the same cutscene, like, 10 seconds later.
I don't know what they did to my boy, or if he hasn't been mewing, if he hasn't been looks maxing enough. But it's like, oh, come on, man, you're looking like a worm out here.
Like the worm that ate RFK's brain. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I have heard. RFK had a worm that I love. It's like, don't worry, the worm is dead. Okay, it did eat some of my brain.
It's been a while since a politician said something. I'm like, you know what? That makes perfect sense based on the shit you say all the time.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, he would put 5 more worms in his brain and he would debate Trump and Biden. And I'm like, what? And he says, even with the 6 worm handicap. And I'm like, why would you call it that? That's not helping you.
I am so upset that I'm going to have to see my coworker who's going to vote for him soon. And I was going to take everything in my heart not to be like, so, worm in his head, huh?
Listen, he was just playing a little bit too much of BG3.
He said, I found the boat in Baldur's Gate. It's got like 7 of them in there. I just want to fly. Come on.
Oh,
I just want to be able to fly. It makes that last descent of the brainstem so much easier.
Speaking of flying, take me on an adventure, because I want to hear about the Draenei Heritage Armor quest. I don't have a Draenei, so I'm not allowed to do it.
I feel like this is all immunization. I feel like it's finally his time.
Yes. Okay. So honestly, a lot of like I felt like this was like my patch. For a lot of reasons. Obviously, just like a Draenei celebration, Heritage Armor quest, which like. But also it made me realize, I'm like, have I done any of the Heritage Armor quests? Maybe I haven't. Are they all this in-depth? Aaron, you'd be able to answer that question.
Aaron, did you leave?
Oh, shit. Hey, no, I didn't. I was just letting Immune bask in his... Yes, I did. Cubby Bub very graciously got me a whole case of Bud Lights, but the thing about those is they're real lil, and I'm a thirsty little boy.
But basically, I was just asking, like, since you've done all of the Heritage Armor quests, are all of them this in depth, or
no? This was this, and I will say, and Troll are definitely some of the better ones. There have definitely been doo-doo boo-boo ones. I believe I said in our Discord, which you can go to by going to donotrelent.com, that this was like a B level, not the greatest, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, so basically the whole premise here is that you are brought to the Exodar, which, like, you know, I'm a Draenei main through and through. I hate going to the Exodar, so, like, I'm like, rough start here. But then they're like, oh, okay, so Velen has decided that we are celebrating the Tishamat, which I guess is a Draenei holiday that hasn't been celebrated in a very long time. And
Like
it's
very, very, very long. He later says that of this race where the average Draenei is 8,000 years old, that not a lot of you probably even remember what Tishamat is. So it's like, oh.
Yeah. So basically he said that like they haven't celebrated Tishamat because they've been just struggling, like either fighting the Legion or like running away or like being persecuted for so long, and they're like, it just wasn't a proper time to celebrate this. So I'm like, damn, we've been running for 8,000 years, haven't we? But yeah, so Velen is like, you know, now is time that we can finally celebrate it. And I guess the whole concept of it is that it's a celebration where all the Draenei get together, everyone like writes down like on a stone like something that they that has been troubling them, or something about their past that they want to get over, and then they throw it into a fire and they'll celebrate moving on, like past your struggles as like a community. So it's like a pretty cool concept. So you have to like help set it up, but then during it, it's revealed that the reason Velen wasn't there is because Blood Mist Isle has been retaken over by
satyrs.
Yeah, by the satyrs. So you have
which is I mean, and they're very intimidating.
Satyrs.
Obviously the night elves fought them for like 10,000 years or whatever. But when it was like the satyrs have taken over the isle, I was like, the goofballs? I don't know. The imps, they're definitely the lowest level, but the satyrs, like I respect the fellhounds more than I do the satyrs.
Yeah, so basically you and Velen and the new Red Draenei
The new
leader,
Manari, and then also
the new broken leader.
Chief Ratul from Legion.
Yeah, so you all are out there and you just have to figure out how Blood Mist Isle got taken over by the satyr, and basically, like, they are just, like, lambasting Velen this whole time. Like, Velen, how do you let this happen? And I'm like, leave my dad alone. The reason why, like, they were able to take this over is because nobody wants it. Nobody wants Blood Mist Isle, okay? They can have it, for all I care, honestly.
Do you think the satyrs were like, we've planted our first fell charger onto the next zone? And then they got on their flying mount and jumped and nothing happened. And they were like, oh no, I forgot. This place sucks. You can't fly here.
Right? And that was like such a buzzkill. I was like, oh, I forgot. Also, the whole quest there to like, it was so bad. There were like 5 bears on the entire island, and the drop rate wasn't even 100% of what you needed off them, so it took fucking forever.
Sounds like Blood Mist Isle.
Yeah, it was a little too accurate, honestly. So basically you quest through there, you eliminate all of their fell chargers, and there's a cutscene. There's like 2 cutscenes now with Velen in it. I'm like, oh my god, I have some new bookmarks. Maybe now I won't need to have my YouTube rerouted to the death of alternate universe Velen, and I can just have like these cutscenes saved now.
This is another testament to just how old we are. I remember at one point I was like, I'm tired of Velen. Velen is doing everything. But it really has been like an expansion and a half since we've seen him. Like 3 years. I was like, yeah, Velen. It's nice to see you again.
Honestly, kind of even longer. I feel like the last time that we like seriously were like questing with him for like every fucking thing was like Legion, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I think he had some BFA mentions, but he was just like around because everyone was around.
Like he was an alliance leader, but like
yeah.
So you do that, and then you go back, and then you start the celebration, and you as the main Draenei character have to collect a bunch of the notable Draenei's like little stones that they write their things on to throw into the fire. And I just feel like they put a lot of work into this. The celebration was really cool. It was like giving vibes of like the celebration for the founding of Belemeth, kind of.
For anyone who has an orc character who's done it, it's very similar to the orc heritage armor, where like there's an entire huge zone that they've packed full of characters. A lot of them have like actual let's talk dialogue. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. I wish, having gone through a lot of the races, I wish like any other ones had ones like this. It would have been great to talk to notable Worgen, all 3. It would have been nice to talk to like cool gnomes. No.
And you know, I will say that like there's not a whole lot of notable Draenei, if I'm being completely honest. So like it was very cool to see all the ones that we've ever done anything with, basically, besides Urel. But I'll get to her. I will get to her later. I have some things to say.
Not everyone, because yeah, I did look around. I was like, she's blue. She can come to this.
So I'll get to that last. But like it was really cool that we saw like some DNR specific heavy hitters. Our boy, former sexiest NPC of the week, Tapartos, was there. I'm like, I never thought I would see this man again.
He parked his 2 pairs of toes right there in the corner, and he was like, it is a great Tishamat. I have not celebrated one ever, because I grew up on a spaceship.
Yeah, and then more recently, the Valenide from the Tears Guard, who Sildewhistle does not acknowledge as a real character.
Hey, I love Elunai. I still have a quest from her in my log to go see Tyrhold.
Oh, you still have a quest? Oh!
Yeah, so then after you're done collecting the stones and you throw them in, and it's like we're celebrating, and then like all of the most notable Draenei, including the player character, are like up on this little stage, and then Velen's like, hey all you Draenei, as a little Tiamat surprise for y'all, we have a grand reveal. And then he like put like he's like, next slide. And then on the PowerPoint presentation, he's like, brand new fucking Draenei City coming soon. I'm like, what the fuck?
So that's the big, one, that is fucking ballsy of them to throw in Shattrath 2 announcement in the Heritage Armor quest. Can you imagine how much that's gonna rock people's socks? It
rocked my fucking socks. I was like freaking out in our like DNR host chat. Like I was like, oh my god, did I read this right? Which like, okay, so at the beginning of the Heritage Armor quest, like one of the main Draenei ladies that you were like trying to convince to come from Shattrath to the Tiamat, and she didn't want to go, mentioned making a new city, but like I thought she was just like talking about like repairing parts of Shattrath. I'm like, Shattrath does need a few upgrades. So I didn't know that like they meant like, oh, we're making a brand new capital for the Draenei.
Yeah, which is crazy. I don't even remember reading anything about that. So did the trolls have anything similar? It was like, don't like save. We can save the whole troll story for next time for content.
I won't do the whole troll story, but I will say no. Echo Isles is still their home, but they have a new religious system now.
Wow, yippee!
They threw out all of their old gods because they got rid of them for so long, and they pulled in new gods. Two, dare I say, I hate to offend people, two losers, but Johnny does get the glow up.
Okay, so we'll talk about that next time. Back to the fucking Draenei City. So did they only say like coming soon? He didn't say like when, where, how. What, when, how, where?
Yeah, it seemed to be that Velen in his magic crystal had like a diagram for it, but that's my thing. I don't know, like, how far are we along? Is this just plans?
By next Tiamat.
So you said
it'll take 8,000 years.
You said a screenshot of him, the Menari, and the other dude. Are they like a new? Because before it was him, Kil'jaeden, and Archie Monday.
They kind of heavily implied during this that they were going to move forward, or at least Velen wanted to. Velen straight up offered to both of them, like, you can, well, not both of them, to the Broken One, he offered him to join him to lead the Draenei effectively.
Even the Manaree guy, when you were on Blood Mist Isle, it's like, your knowledge and skills are something I've never considered, but they have come in handy today. Like, he was very heavily being like, we're going to unite the Broken, the Draenei, and the Manaree, like the Eridar, and we're just going to be one goat people race. Which
honestly,
is like,
I'm so on board. I feel like that would be so
neat.
cool. A united Draenei capital city, Shaddy 2.0. Like, I'm here for it.
Let us play Broken.
No,
yes.
and that would have to be the logical next step, right?
That would be my Draenei. That would be my Draenei.
Can you imagine they let Broken in, and then they're like, here to cut the ribbon at the Broken sector is Akama, and he comes in, he's got this swole fit new model.
Oh, so I didn't mention him, but Akama was there as well.
Yeah, but someone said, they were like, Akama is weird because he is officially the oldest model that still goes around. Like, when he showed up at the city, it was just Black Temple Akama. I was like, oh, I can cut cheese on your pixels.
His two toes got 2 pixels, one each.
Yeah, he said, it's so nice to be out of the crystal after Sildewhistle kept me.
No, that was Shade of Akama. Shade of Akama.
Well, no, but you freed Shade of Akama, I thought.
No, we kept him no, Shade of Akama? I don't remember what we did with him. I think
I believe the lore was you put Akama in the crystal and you let Shade come out.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry, Akama. And I said I was going to play a Broken, and I was so against its people.
But to double back to Yrel, I was talking with Sildewhistle off air before we started recording here.
Huh?
I was a little disappointed that Yrel wasn't there, but then I realized does anyone that was there, have they even ever met her? Like, were any of these Draenei ever privy to going
No.
to AU Draenor? None of them
The
probably
only-
even know that she exists besides the player character
only
Draenei.
Draenei that was there was Marad, and he beefed it.
Yeah, so I'm like, they just don't know. Like, that's why, which is wild to me. Like, Yrel is such a staple to us. I love Yrel, but like, yeah, like, this whole
Can you-
society doesn't know she exists, and she's just out there killing every orc with, like, a bloodlust.
Yeah, can you imagine going to Vel and being like, there's a leader of the Draenei in the alternate portal. That's amazing. We need to reach out to her. Yeah, it's great. She's murdering every orc she can see and caused a refugee crisis. Oh, hold on a minute. Maybe not.
I'm gonna pop so hard when, one of these 3 expansions coming up, a portal's gonna fucking open, and Yrel and an army of evil light Draenei are gonna come out, and they're gonna start slaughtering Thrall's family, and they're gonna be like, we have to save him, and I'm gonna be like, bitch, no, we don't.
I will be so sad, but I will love wiping to Yrel on raid night, just being like, yeah, you deserve it, honey. get your
That'd be
flowers.
so cool. It'd be such a good fight.
And then you'd be able to fight like Garrosh Lightscream. He'd be like the guy before her, and he'd be like, "Oh, yay!" to watch him be reduced to nothing.
Well, now it's time for our top 2, bottom boot, medium moot. Immune, you go.
It just has to be a top 2. And it has to be for the Draenei Heritage Armor quest. Like, it
Heck
just
yeah,
impressed
brother.
me the entire time. I was so happy. I was living my best Draenei main life. It was so good. I was just so happy. And, like, did we know this drop about the new city? Or is it just because, like, we didn't look into anything?
No.
No, I hadn't heard of it.
What I love the most is that, like, I haven't heard a peep about the outfit.
Oh, we already looked at the outfit. I don't really care about the outfit. I didn't even try it on yet because, like,
I put Sergiamanos in it, and I said, goodbye. It's kind of ugly. Bye.
well, I mean, like, I just, like, then moved on to my next quest. I didn't even think to mog into it yet. I'll try it on, whatever. But, like, I was just so floored by the actual reveal of. We keep calling it Shaddy 2.0, but, like, they didn't really give it a name, I don't think. So, like, whatever that new city will be, that is just so exciting to me. I was just, like, I felt like I was. So I like in game I was at like the Tishamat, but it felt like it was like a BlizzCon reveal.
I can't wait to go to macaroni and cheese.
But yeah, that's my top 2. Sildewhistle, what do you got?
I got a simple top 2, easy top 2.
Nice,
Simple top
a
two.
nice and simple top
Nice,
two.
nice top 2. Last week's dungeons felt real good. I ran so many on my evoker. I cleared a 10. That felt pretty nice. Got a portal for Ruby Life Pools, one of the dungeons that I absolutely have hated when it was up prior seasons. So I don't know. I think the balancing's good. The gearing is good. The bullions are going to keep flowing. The crafted gear is going to keep flowing. So I'm looking forward. Kind of scared about Tyrannical this week, but we'll see. Aaron?
Well, mine's going to be... Well, you tell you what, mine's going to be not simple, because I have 2 toots.
2 toots.
2 toots. Two pair of toots.
The first one is, speaking of crafted gear, my boy Immunization hooked me up after a raid. We were going back and forth, but I rickety upgraded both my cape and my belt. There was a 13 eye level increase.
Yeah, there's a big increase across both of them for you.
Yeah, went from 475 to 515. Yeesh. But my other 2 deals with, we did not cover it this week, but I'm sure it'll get stuck in a 5-minute footnote at the beginning of the next one. Emberthal's great Visage Day quest.
I really liked it. I'm sad we ran out of time this week, so yeah, we'll definitely talk about it next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, trust me, where you figure, what's it called? Pandemonium doesn't start for another week, so next week's going to be us ringing the towel before we get more content.
Oh, yeah. It comes out on Thursday and not Tuesday. Pandemonium. Fuck.
Yeah, it comes out on recording day, so.
But during it, you go around Valdrak and you talk to essentially different people who take on forms that aren't theirs or identities that aren't typical. And included in it are 2 Worgen, Varden Claridge and Netheril Swiftstream. And essentially you just go like, hey, you guys used to be white dudes, but now you're... I'm sorry. Varden used to be a white dude. Netheryl's Fifth Stream is actually, dare I say, one of the first I've ever met Night Elf Worgen. So I was like, ooh. But while talking to them, they both reveal the fact that while they didn't choose to be Worgen, they are proud of being dog people. And I was like, yes, finally, Blizzard gives me
Worgen mentioned.
2 random NPCs who speak good about being Worgen. Like they're like I think Varden's like, it gives me the power that I need to like defend my friends. And then Netheryl's like, I didn't choose this form, but I find wisdom in it. And it's like, yes, finally. That's all I've asked for, is just some people who are like, it's nice to be a dog. And it's great. I probably haven't checked back. Now that I finished that quest line, they're probably gone forever. So, but at least I have one picture of it on my PC. So if anyone ever asks, I can be like, there they were, my heroes.
You can thank Ian in the vents. Don't worry, Aaron. I can hear your dog requests.
Thanks, Ian. And thank you to our patrons. They include Command Sergeant Major Tijurla, Ahoy Vince, NSYNC / Drag Race, Azra and Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Mitch, who wants to remind everyone that Rathian isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, Chris M, Kick Puncher, Jerome, Adorno.
Why is it spicy?
Losing the Patient, Gershi, Super Squirt Day, Calcus, looking forward to Panda Express hijinks. Huzzah! Johnny's Friday is saved. Woolly, Sildewhistle, Secret Stalker, tee-hee-hee. Adam N, Vanderlyle, and Will, aka Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Email us at donotrelentlpod@gmail.com. Email me at navarrocoffin@gmail.com. donotrelentlpod.com for all your needs. What about you guys?
You can find me, Alex, or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on the Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitter.com. You can watch me play Videograms at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. And you can apparently watch our bot playing / characters. What does that mean? He plays things in his free time?
I don't like that. We gotta get rid of him.
Goodbye, me EE6.
And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.